It's a ton of fun, and every time we get up to the line, everybody's excited, everybody's adrenaline rushing.
This time on Hot Shots.
I was shooting scared. I wasn't shooting with any confidence.
I just wanted to see how much I can take, how much I can stand and still be married.
3 of the best shooters on earth. Mic'd up.
You guys got me spooked with those cameras, man.
And behind the scenes. This is total access to shooting's biggest stars. The great ones. The Hot Shots. Being great at something doesn't always mean being the best. Great shooters are fast, accurate, and able to perform under intense pressure. But the best shooters are the ones who are just a little bit faster, a little bit more accurate, and able to perform at their peak under pressure. They're the ones who are called champions. At the end of each shooting season, the greatest pistol shooters in the world gather at the Steel Challenge, where they compete in the fastest shooting sport on earth, and where one of them becomes the world speed shooting champion.
It's time for the best of the best to shoot against each other with the same gear, same equipment. Everybody's there with scopes, with compensators, and the fastest man's gonna win.
Max Michel is a 3-time champion, but the next one would be the most special.
Nobody's ever won it 4 times yet, and there's only 2 of us that actively are competing at the moment that have 3 championship wins. So just having the opportunity to be one of those guys racing on race day to get the 4th one and to be the only person to ever win a 4th title in the history of Steel Challenge is something I'm looking forward to and I'm excited about.
For the first time, Steel Challenge is being held on the East Coast, moving from its longtime home in Southern California to the Universal Shooting Academy in Frostproof, Florida.
Gotta find which end of the gun the bullet comes out of, I'd be all right.
Jerry Michalek is here as well. The Louisiana legend is shooting's elder statesman and has grown accustomed to the many challenges of going head-to-head with the sport's young guns.
You know how serious they are? With all these young guys running around, that would be an interesting match. I'm envious.
But as start time draws closer, the mood change is palpable. Eight courses of fire await the fastest shooters in the world, and a sport where 100th of a second can be the difference between simply being great or becoming a champion.
Once you get in that box, I tell you, it's just like, it's an adrenaline rush like no other, and you know what you're capable of, and your ego sometimes doesn't allow you to do what you need to do to win. Doesn't make sense to some people, but to me and my competitors, they'll tell you the same thing. Your ego gets in the way because you know what you're capable of, but you have to set that aside for the win. And that's what I'm going to do my hardest today, is just to set it aside and do my best to win for my sponsors, myself, my family. We're going to see what happens.
Hot Shots, presented by Cheaper Than Dirt, is brought to you by Cheaper Than Dirt, America's ultimate shooting sports discounter. Daniel Defense, lighter, stronger, better. Mossberg and the 930 JM Pro Series, the official shotgun of Jerry Michalek. NRA Sports. And by Colt, champion 3-gunner Clint Upchurch shoots the Colt CCR Pro. The World Speed Shooting Championship is underway. Over the course of 5 hours, the shooters will take on 8 courses of fire that are the same every year. Each has 5 steel targets at varying distances. The competitors get 5 strings per stage. The worst time is thrown out, and the other 4 are added together to give them their score. This is a sport where success is measured in fractions of a second.
Hundredths of a second, you almost can't even really calculate what that is. But in real time, when we're shooting, we know exactly what it is. And for us to be able to give up tenths or halves or full seconds, we're not even thinking about that. We're thinking hundredths of a second. You know, I've won and lost by 1/100th of a second before.
The Super Squad is starting on accelerator.
That is one of the stages that you probably don't want to shoot first. It's really wide swings, different size targets. You can't really get into a rhythm.
Stand by.
Frenchman Eric Graffel has posted 9.89 seconds.
Not bad for a first run. Good. Take it. Stand by.
Casey Eusebio is a 1/10 of a second faster
Should be top 3.
and in the lead as Max Michel steps to the line.
We all have a few nervous jitters. That's just how it goes. You know, anytime you're racing at a high rate of speed and you want to do well, that's when you feel nervous. You know, it's that wanting to do well. You should have that adrenaline rush and you should have that nervousness feeling, and that's what I have at this moment.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Next string.
With 4 of a shooter's 5 strings counting as their score, a throwaway on the very first string can lead to disaster.
I was shooting scared. I wasn't shooting with any confidence. I just didn't want to miss. You know, so now here I am. I have 4 runs left and I need 4 good ones. So it's one of them things. You can either run into a corner and hide, or you can step up to the plate and shoot the targets.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Next string.
In spite of the trouble on his first and last string, Max escapes with a time of 9.69 seconds, giving him the win on the stage and the early lead in the match.
Maybe about a half second off my normal pace. Could have been a whole lot worse. It was a good start.
Only Jerry Michalek can spoil Max's hot start. And once again, the greatest revolver shooter to ever live is at a huge disadvantage from the start as he races his wheel gun against the high-octane pistols.
I'm not worried about them. I'm going against me. If I worry about them, I can't control that. I can only control what I see. So if I can relax and see well, I'm going to shoot well.
From my standpoint as a professional shooter, Jerry having to work that double action trigger on every single shot, you know, where I only have to press the trigger 1.5 pounds, you know, of pressure and it's going to fire, it's a big difference. It's physically impossible for him to aim at the target and then work the trigger, which means he's literally rolling that double action back as he's moving the gun from target to target, and that just takes unique skill and talent to be able to do that, and it's extremely difficult. He makes it look easy, but you come out here and give it a try and you'll see how hard it is.
Are you ready? Stand by.
It's a consistent run for Jerry Michalek.
That was hard. I know if it was hard as what it looked from back there, but it was hard up there.
But it's good enough for just 8th place. Max Michel wins the stage and gets off to the start he was hoping for.
I'm winning for a change, you know, which is kind of different for me. I'm usually always crawling back into it, but for this time, I pick up the lead from the very beginning, and I'm looking forward to moving on to the next one and continuing to gap that lead.
Haven't had a decent start in a long time. Finally have a decent start, so we'll just hang in there now.
At the World Speed Shooting Championship, the fastest shooters on the planet are finding their groove at the stage called Showdown. It's a frenetic pace, exactly the kind of speed trap that a savvy veteran like Jerry Michalek fears, especially with the lack of preparation he's put into this match. Between 3-gun matches, revolver championships, and shotgun-only competitions, It's been the busiest year of Jerry's career.
I just wanted to see where I'm at as a person, or how much I can take, how much I can stand and still be married. Kay's telling me during the year you need to throttle back and throttle back. And I've been pushing it and pushing it, so I've been robbing time from the steel challenge, doing other things. All of a sudden, it's steel challenge time. Hey, Casey. I'm shooting with the best steel shooters in the world. Them young boys. There was a couple of times where the testosterone got in my way, and I wanted to race anyway.
But that doesn't happen here.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Jerry is spot on. And his peers know it.
It wasn't a shot I made. I didn't know where it was going. You saw me hesitate on a couple of them, but it was all visual, so good stuff.
With Casey Eusebio again posting the time to beat.
Just trying to keep it consistent.
Max Michel takes his overall lead to the line.
Are you ready? Stand by.
With 4 solid times in the bank, Max goes all in on his last string.
I just felt it. I'd say, this is the time I'm going to shoot a 1.6 or a 1.7 on Showdown and get the world record.
Stand by.
What you're seeing there is my excitement, my disappointment, you know, all those things rolled into one.
Could have been somebody.
Turns out Max didn't even need the last string to get what he wanted. His 4 previous runs added up to 7.98 seconds, bettering the 7.99 KC posted a year earlier and setting a new world record. It's Max's 2nd straight stage win, and his lead on KC increases to 0.3 of a second.
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, it's always a good feeling when you can start off good and you can control those nerves and you can control those that anxiety that you just want to go fast. You want to go fast, but you have to relax and hit the target. So for me, at this moment, everything's falling into place.
The always difficult pendulum is next.
Pendulum's one of them stages that can really kind of go either way, and I knew that going into it. That's been one of my stages that sometimes kind of comes up and bites me. So that's the one I put a lot of time in on the range and the training. Training went well on it, but now, you know, the competition is a whole nother story. All right.
Are you ready? Stand by.
God damn. I just started to fall apart pretty quickly here. Just kind of got, you know, 5–10% faster than I probably should have been going.
Come on, man. Settle down.
Max's total time doesn't reach disaster status, but it does give his nearest challenger a wide open door to barrel through. Casey Eusebio takes full advantage, and a stage after losing a world record to Max. This time, he takes one away from him. Not only did Max watch his record fall, but his 0.3 of a second lead is suddenly a deficit of more than a second.
That's a ton of time, and it just kind of puts me in a bad spot here.
Hot Shot, presented by Cheaper Than Dirt, is brought to you by Cheaper Than Dirt, America's ultimate shooting sports discounter. Daniel Defense, lighter, stronger, better. Mossberg and the 930 JM Pro Series, the official shotgun of Jerry Michalak. NRA Sports. And by Colt. Champion 3-gunner Clint Upchurch shoots the Colt CCR Pro. Like many of us, Chris Biggers often takes his job home with him.
I wake up at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock every morning, and my mind is thinking about everything I need to do.
But to get back to sleep, He doesn't count sheep.
I actually end up thinking about playing solitaire in my head. If I don't, I'll toss and turn all night long.
It's a mind trick that says a lot about a man who lives to think.
I'm good at math, and that's always helped me.
It all makes Chris an indispensable part of the Daniel Defense team.
This is going to be a rail mount quick disconnect. You can just put your sling on there and it just quick disconnect.
This is a company not satisfied with simply meeting the stringent mil-spec standard. They exceed it with nothing leaving the factory without being certified mil-spec plus. Such demanding specs take the best machines and the best people.
Any machine they ask me to, I'll make it go.
Chris Bigger's job is to make it all happen. He first works with engineers on designing new parts, then programs Daniel Defense's equipment to produce them.
Making something out of nothing. I enjoy that.
The result is the highest quality product available anywhere in the world.
When you make stuff like this, it's just neat.
And the assurance of many more sleepless nights to come.
I take pride in the work that I do, and I take pride in Daniel Defense, so I believe that I contribute highly to the quality of the work that comes out of here.
Sometimes life moves at a pace that's hard to slow down. At the World Speed Shooting Championship, that's the way it is on each and every string of fire. With 2 world records having fallen already, anticipation is in the air as the shooters arrive at Steel Challenge's fastest stage, smoke and hope.
It just takes so much aggressiveness to get the gun out of the holster in 0.6 seconds, 0.7 seconds, and actually hit it, and then drive the gun from target to target at a high rate of speed. It sucks you in, and it makes you want to go so fast because the targets are so big. You forget that you actually have to hit the targets. It's a ton of fun, and every time we get up to the line, everybody's excited, everybody's, adrenaline rushing.
It's keeping the excitement under control that's the key to success here. A year ago, Jerry Michalek was able to do just that, riding his revolver to an improbable win on Smoke and Hope against the highly modified race guns. This year, though, is a different story.
I was coming into the stop plate a little violent and not able to see the dot quick enough. I was swinging right past it. I mean, just a little bit. 3 strings, I had to pick up the stop plate. Did it again. Did it again. You can't do that here. Especially with the revolver, that's another 2/10, so it adds killing time to it, Can't pick them up.
Jerry's struggles appear contagious, as Max deals with the same issue.
I hit the first 4 targets, extremely high rate of speed. Miss. I keep missing the stop plate.
God damn, man.
Every run, miss the stop plate.
Come on, dude.
I kept trying to get myself to just pause and see that sight on that target for just a couple hundredths of a second longer. But on race day, that adrenaline's rushing, and you lose that perception of time.
Max's last 2 strings are again at world-class level, but he's given Casey Eusebio another opportunity to build his lead. And this time it's on Casey's favorite stage. He's the world record holder on Smoke and Hope.
He has an amazing run, and he gets very close to the world record. You look at it like, wow, you shake his hand and say, man, that was an amazing run, but on the other side, you're like, man, I just gave up, half second or whatever it was. So now you start to see yourself kind of fall back a little bit.
Casey wins the stage, with Max finishing 3rd. The World Speed Shooting Championship is now a 2-man dash for the finish line. And on 5 to go, the battle only intensifies.
Anytime I come up and step in the box, this is one of the ones I'm looking forward to because it's speed, but it's while remaining accurate. I mean, you have 4 10-inch plates, and they progressively go from 10 yards to 18 yards, so it kind of sucks you in to want to go faster. But the target's getting smaller because it's getting further away. So now you're shooting fast at a high rate of speed, but you have to remain accurate, and that's something that gets me going. I love that.
With a perfect finishing string, Max Michel shatters the world record he set in 2007 and does it by a whopping half-second.
So now I'm feeling like I'm in a good spot here. I was able to get some more time back.
Only Casey Eusebio can spoil Max's mood.
Max shot a killer run. It's pretty impressive, so I just had to go out there and coast and try to stick with him. It was a good run.
Turns out it was much better than good. Just minutes after Max broke his own world record by half a second, Casey takes it 1/10 of a second lower and builds his lead, heading into the final 2 stages.
Casey and I are separating ourselves. I realize that Casey's going to be the man that's going to challenge me the entire way through.
Follow Hot Shots TV on Facebook and Twitter for a chance at prizes that go bang. That's how we say, thanks for watching.